Our next guest is Bibop Gresta, who is the CEO and co-founder of Hyperloop TT. It has been building a system that takes the speed of the planes to the ground by using a unique business model that is recruiting passionate engineers, creative people, technologists, corporate partners, and university experts from all over the world. The company Hyperloop is doing something more than imagine a better and faster and more sustainable way of traveling. It is making it a reality. So let us welcome the speaker now.
Eccoci, eccoci. Ma che bello. This is my first time in Uruguay, but I don't start with the good news. Unfortunately, I have to start with the bad news, because you know something about transportation. Transportation as you know it is broken. That's not the news. You saw it when you came here. We're building cities around this concept of automobile. Automobile. Non è mobile, è autoimmobile. Sta ferma in a box for 80% of its time, and the rest of the time you're stuck in traffic. But the big lie starts when they sell us the car. These amazing cities, empty. Give me the audio, please. Then, you know, you're with the beautiful people, and you're free to go, and you're sexy, you're powerful. Life, it's beautiful, and you're riding towards the future until you exit the reseller. Pollution, noise, overcrowded cities, they're not done to be conceived around this concept of cars. But if you are looking at this as a far away problem, it means only one thing. Means you've never been in Beijing. Beijing, guys, these guys are ninja traffic jammer. They know how to do this thing. They've been stuck in traffic for 12 days. I don't even know how they went to the restroom. I don't want to know. But the typical city situation is this. Welcome to Beijing in a very good day. Because in a bad day, it looks more like this. Just run over him. You think, you know, it's happening only in China? Well, have you been in a metro around the world? Everywhere, it looks like this. This is still China. I don't have anything against China. I'm super fanatic of the Chinese technologies, but this is the situation. But even in the top cities of the world, like, for example, London, the beauty of technology in undergrounds is the same scenario. São Paulo, that was the Black Friday. There have been 3 people injured just to take the metro. I mean, this is the future of our cities if we don't do anything. I mean, it's not all the cities are not all like that. There are cities that solve the problem. In Japan, they have these people that push you in with white gloves. So there is a solution, actually, but for the rest of the world that doesn't want this future, the future can look like this. The conception of these systems are not meant to scale up. You can say, I don't care. I am a very, I'm advanced person. I fly, okay? Well, let's look at the airport, please. Okay, everything is done to actually be completely dysfunctional. 80% of the things we do at the airport, you can actually do it before you arrive at the airport. Why? They're keeping us doing this military thing, and everything seems to know where we're going, except our luggage. You stay at the carousel, while it's promptly delivered somewhere else in Botswana, and nobody knows where the freak is your baggage, right? But they fix it. I have to be honest, because now we have solutions. They are now shops, there are 11, that resell your luggage at 70% discount. So, at the solution, you can go there and buy your own stuff after they lost it. So they inserted the problem inside the solution. Now, but if I would tell you, tomorrow is the last day of your life, you would be pissed. You would be disappointed. You start to think about all the things that you've not been able to achieve in your life. And every single minute will become important. You start to think about your family, your children, and every minute is important. Well, if you're living in one of the cities, because of air pollution, because of how crappy is this thing of transportation, we're living 14, 24, we're living 36 months less than was expected. And we're becoming numb. We think it's normal. You know, that's our destiny, and it's getting worse and worse. I don't think we deserve, as humanity, to actually die like this. And we have solutions. We need to look on how to design transportation system on the 21st century using technology of the 21st century. We're not inventing anything. Now, 2013, Elon Musk published a white paper that was talking about the technology that was actually developed along the 2 centuries before. We started to imagine to travel inside tubes in the 18th century. Even the New York subway at the beginning, between Warren and Broadway, was a prototype of the Hyperloop. But only Elon, pointing the giant spotlight on this technology, made it possible. Now, how many of you doesn't know what the Hyperloop is? Please, raise your hand. I'm not getting offended. It's not personal. 1, 2, there are still people. 3, keep your hands up, okay? Security, remove this bastard. Fuck. I'm joking. There's a video that shows you what is the Hyperloop. And we will see it. Maybe.
Imagine a capsule. Imagine a capsule that can carry people. Placed inside a depressurized tube, the air removed to eliminate resistance. Not traveling on rails, but actually levitating above them. Capable of reaching airplane speeds and beyond on the ground. This is a Hyperloop, and it is amazing. Even more amazing, at Hyperloop Transportation Technologies, we haven't been imagining, we've been building for the better part of 5 years. And amazing is where we started. We're transforming the passenger experience, putting comfort and safety at the center of everything we're doing. Our reimagined linear electric motor is powered by sustainable solar energy, propelling the capsule on a completely new, incredibly efficient passive levitation system. With these 2 breakthroughs, our system is capable of giving energy back to the grid. And when something didn't exist, we invented it. Introducing Vibranium, a composite material that monitors speed, capsule integrity, and atmospheric condition in real time, a new benchmark in passenger safety. And we're not done. Our team of over 800 strong, a worldwide intellectual ecosystem of thinkers and problem solvers, tackle each day with the humble goal of changing the world. With its speed and efficiency, the Hyperloop will rewrite the rules of travel and mobility. But that's just one side of the story. There's another side that will have a far greater impact. It's the side that redefines how we connect with one another. Where distant friends become neighbors, countries become neighborhoods. And everybody who inhabits this big, crazy world of ours grows a little closer together. Just imagine that.
It's legal to upload. You can do it spontaneously. Let's do a trial, for example, spontaneously, without... I'm joking with you. Not to me, but all the scientists that are working on this project. Now, an Hyperloop. It's a capsule full of people. You put this capsule inside the tube, you take out the air from the tube, and now you can move the capsule from point A to point B at almost the speed of sound using a tiny fraction of the energy. The secret is to actually eliminate friction. Now, the technology, it's very simple, but of course the integration of all these technologies is pretty complicated. The key to realize an Hyperloop in the 21st century was actually to have a new vision on how to build infrastructure using the best technology that are now available on the market. The first thing we did is to actually do an adaptive design. So you need to be able to adapt to where you are building. The environment of your building dictate what you can do and what you should do. And we're trying to solve one problem without creating another 10. So we build on pylons because building on the ground will bifurcate the land, creating a lot of problems to farmers, to animals, and to all the other things that are already present. If you can't build underground, because it's really expensive, we build above the ground. Inside the system, we are designing, embedding systems that are bringing a lot of things that we need in cities, like water. We can desalinize water and bring it to the city. We can do 5G, mobile phones. We have high bandwidth that can be transported. And we combine a series of technologies for producing electricity and also to saving electricity. The overall design is made in a way that we are fast to build and cheap to maintain. For example, we have a cement that absorbs carbon dioxide that releases oxygen to alleviate a little bit the pollution that we have in the cities. And as you see, for each kind of environment, we are designing a different thing. The animal can migrate, and we have a better impact on the ground. Combining a new series of renewable energy allow us to have solar, wind, kinetic energy, regenerative braking, and in some climates where the solar panel are not efficient, we use geothermal. The combination of this can create up to 30% more energy than we consume. And not define the law of physics. We are simply doing a mathematical calculation. If you are consuming that law, and then you add the possibility to produce electricity, you can actually not only balance the consumption, but also overcome the consumption. And this is a new way to design infrastructure in order not to consume our resources in the planet, but be able actually to generate it more than we take. This is Ottawa, for example. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's pretty cold, not the sun. We can produce 15% more energy than we consume. And the key secret about Hyperloop, it's not the speed. It's the efficiency achieved thanks to the fact that we are not consuming electricity to levitate, and we consume very few energy to take out the air from the tube.
Using magnets to move and elevate trains is not a new thing. But this method hasn't been efficient enough to make sense on a large scale. The primary reason? Simple. A vast amount of energy is required to power the system. 20 years ago, a team of engineers from Lawrence Livermore Labs began the work that would solve those problems. For more than 2 decades, they've researched a full-scale functioning prototype. And in that time, they discovered how to arrange magnets over an aluminum track in such a way that the track uses almost no power, making it much more efficient. At Hyperloop, we've picked up where they left off, adapting that revolutionary system for commercial use. There are several ways in which our system, using passive magnetic levitation, is safer and more efficient than maglev technology currently in use. Let's start with efficiency. Regenerative braking during deceleration recovers much of the energy used for acceleration. Power stations are not required along our track, making our system more affordable to build than previous levitation systems. Let's talk about safety. Only when the pod slows and returns to a safe speed will it gently touch down on the track once again. A comfortable, natural occurrence with our magnetic levitation system. At a slow, comfortable speed, the capsule rises up from the track. This levitation remains steady and constant through the duration of the journey. We find the smartest technologies and look for ways to improve them. You'll find this approach repeated over and over within every aspect of HTT innovation.
Smart way to build the next generation transportation was to use military technology to actually apply for something good. That is, not consuming energy for no reason, like the maglev, for example. So the Hyperloop is the first system that actually can diminish the consumption by incrementing the speed. And this is counterintuitive, but it's the very big key differentiator of any other system in the planet. So the faster we go, the more efficient it becomes. Now, Hyperloop has been advertised for traveling at the speed of sound. In reality, that's the maximum top acceleration that we will have depending on the track. But you have to imagine this capsule that constantly accelerate and decelerate slow enough in order not to feel anything when you are inside. And we do it with passengers and freight. Of course, the freight, this is a project that we developed with our partner, Hamburg Port. We have a joint venture in Germany to develop all technologies applicable with the existing port technologies. We can actually get rid of the port using offshore platform that can unload the ship and ship it on the ground by creating inshore platform at 70 kilometers away from the port. So we can recoup our beautiful port areas and re-give it for civil use. But the key element of the Hyperloop is, of course, the application on humans. Imagine what it is, the world, when you can reconnect cities that are distant thousands of kilometers, and you can do it in few minutes. When Cleveland, Chicago, and the entire Great Lake area can be reconnected as it was in one all urban conglomerate. We're actually working on this project that will be announced next month on how we can reconnect the entire Great Lake area using the Hyperloop. And the amazing and fascinating aspect of it is that for the first time we can build something that makes money and makes economical sense. What they don't tell you is that the majority of the transportation on the ground doesn't make money. They are all financed by your taxpayers' money. They are all subsidized by the government. And this is the standard on the in-ground transportation. So we are paying a very high price every time we are buying this giant infrastructure that will condemn every country to pay constant subsidies. We can break this. And we can actually take this money and invest it in education, in food, in housing, the things that we need. But the beauty of the Hyperloop is also redesigning the concept of traveling. Now, let's look at the capsule technology. It's a capsule that can host 33 people. So in a train, you try to pack as much people as you can, 1,000 people, and then you move it from point A to point B to point C to point D. I'm already bored. You have to go at point Z. You have to stop all over the place. It's super inefficient, and you constantly have to fight against the resistance of the air. These are small capsules. They can depart every 30 seconds and deliver people exactly where they have to go. And the capsule can depart every 30 seconds. It means 3,400 people an hour, 160,000 people a day, 24 million people a year. And we can put more than one tube on the same pylon. So we can build a system that scale up to deliver millions and millions of people. Now, we're not theoretical of this. We built the first capsule in Spain. 6 months ago, we inaugurated this amazing jewel of engineering. And this has beaten all the technological advancement of the air industry, the civil air industry, because the normal airplane is made by 60% of carbon fiber. We reached 80% carbon fiber in the first iteration, and now we're heading to 90% carbon fiber in the third capsule. And this is a jewel of engineering because the entire skin is capable of capturing 70 touch points. It means we can do predictive analysis and know if it's going to break, when, and how to fix it. We're working on complete new generation of technologies. But the key aspect of this innovation in redesigning the passenger concept. Traveling sucks. We know it, and how they even consider the travel sucks. First class, second class, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. I am a different person. I'm the same person, but I have different needs. When I'm going to work, and when I'm coming back to work, when I'm traveling with my wife or my children, I need something different than when I'm a tourist or I'm with my boss. Same person, different need. So we push the reset button. The only thing that you need is your biometry. We call it the naked passenger. Not because you have to be naked, but you just need your biometry to be recognized. At that point, a world of services is created around you. A blockchain creates and understands who you are, and then a series of contents are tailor-made for your particular moment. And you can do amazing things when you have technology and a little bit of imagination. For example, you don't need Windows. You need something that is even more powerful. This has a definition of 8K. At 10K, your eye doesn't distinguish reality. It's almost exactly the same that the eye can perceive. Where do you want to go? You want to go to Paris? Want to see the time of the conqueror in the first century, the Romans? We can bring you there. We can bring you in the future. And it's not only a cool way to travel in the future, it's a new monetization system that will allow to democratize the price of the ticket. Because maybe we can give the ticket for free to everybody and only charge the premium services like Amazon Prime for the people that actually can afford it. And this is an opportunity actually to redistribute the possibility of travel and also the possibility of work, the possibility of transporting goods and all the beautiful things that we are developing. Now, a few minutes left, so I don't want to go into too many details, but the station will be frictionless, the space will be completely passively scanned, so you don't have to do all these military operations. By the way, if you 3D print a gun with the polymer, they don't see it. So I don't want to scare anybody, but what we do at the station, it's not really safe. But the reality of the fact, this company has been placed in the top discussion in the world. We are now in the World Economic Forum Technology Pioneers, declared in 2018. We are now in the Advanced Mobility team, Advanced Manufacturing team, and Fourth Industrial Revolution. We are discussing how to recreate the entire value chain of travel. And the design of the Hyperloop didn't stop in long distances. We also have a urban version. Now, when you go in front of an elevator today and you push the button, you don't push the button anymore. There's a number that you have to put. Why? Because there's an artificial intelligence that is not sending you the closest elevator. They're sending you this elevator that will serve the majority of people in the shortest amount of time, the most efficient. Well, transform an elevator horizontally, and that's the Hyperloop. I don't know if you got the concept, but I usually like the comparison. You have different stops, and every capsule can actually serve exactly the on-demand where do you want to go in the shortest amount of time. Now, where are we with the Hyperloop technology? Well, we have very good news. We've been working non-stop for 6 years to actually come from a concept to actually building the first Hyperloop. And we have 7 centers open around the world, R&D centers. They are now around the clock to deliver the first Hyperloop. And the most impressive things that we have done is not only that we are building an Hyperloop, but how we are building it. Instead of raising as much money as we can and then spend it as fast as we can, we did a call to action. We said, whoever wants to join our team, we will give you stock options. We knew at the beginning that we didn't have all the answers, but there are out there people that can help. And what happened after is magic. We have more than 800 people working from 42 countries. With people from NASA, SpaceX, Tesla, Boeing, Aerospace, Lockheed Martin, MIT, Stanford, and a crazy amount of companies, top companies around the world, more than 60. The inventor of the vacuum pump, labeled, the #1 insurance company in the world, Munich Re, the biggest certification agency, TUV, 5th design engineering firm in the planet, DAR, and so on and so on. The incredible talents joined the team, contributing more than 200 million in assets to actually make the Hyperloop come together. Even Sheikh Falah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, His Highness brother of the ruler, joined the team in UAE to make it a reality there. NASA added all the CFD analysis with the Space Act agreement, and we're now at the point that we built all the elements of the Hyperloop, and we built also the first prototype in Toulouse. The government of France gave us a military airport, and from this, we've been able to actually design the first Hyperloop prototype of history. I have a little video to explain you where we are, and then we come back.
Je m'appelle Henriette Ardouin et j'habite à Bagnères-de-Luchon. Je suis l'une des femmes les plus âgés de France. J'ai peut-être un peu de compétition. Je suis née avant que des hommes se déplacent rapidement. Je me rappelle les premières voitures. J'ai assisté à la disparition du Earth, le mur du son, l'Américain qui a planté le drapeau sur la Lune. Tout ça, je l'ai vécu dans ma vie. On m'a dit qu'il y avait du nouveau bientôt, comme une nouvelle manière de parcourir la Terre. Et on vous emmène dans un tube à 1000 km/h en lévitation. Et ça marche avec l'énergie solaire. L'avion à l'époque aussi, c'était un grand défi. Je me rappelle de mon père, cet engin ne va jamais décoller du sol. Cette machine, vous l'avez construite, n'est-ce pas? C'est quoi son nom déjà? Hyperloop TT.
You can. Wow, that was spontaneous. I didn't say anything. So we now built the first test track, and we're now in course to actually develop the first commercial line in Abu Dhabi. We plan to launch the first commercial application after the Expo 2020. That is a very challenging task because, of course, you imagine we're running against time, but up to 5 kilometers will be built in Abu Dhabi and within the next year. And we are designing the system to be able to be delivering 2,000 kilometers a year all around the planet. The first test track has shown incredible technologies. All the top companies in the world has shown us how to create new ways of welding. This was a orbital welding that has 1 micron precision. That was the biggest challenge, to obtain a vacuum, and we did it in a fantastic way. And labeled, the inventor of the vacuum pipe provided the pumps that are actually capable of pumping down the system in 16 hours, but recompress it in less than a minute. So that was key to actually achieve the Hyperloop performance that we need to actually run the system. So we are on track to deliver the first Hyperloop of history. This is a beautiful video, but I have no time more about the feasibility study of Abu Dhabi. So I'm very happy to be here. This country has an incredible opportunity. We are now looking to develop our South American project, and we're looking for talents. We're looking for designers, engineers. We're looking for people that want to moonlight and help us change the world. So if you feel that you can contribute in this project, please join the team. There are people that are trying to predict the future. We are building it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh.
Muchas gracias, Bibop.
Un placer.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you. Thank you.